Messi, Son, Mbokazi? You've probably heard of the first two players, but you likely have never heard of Mbokazi and Mbokazi, the Chicago Fire's newest defensive signing. Messi and Son unsurprisingly boosted the social media following of their respective teams when they were signed, but Mbokazi has also done similarly for the Fire. The 20-year-old is extremely popular in his home country of South Africa, where he captained one of the biggest clubs in South Africa, Orlando Pirates. He also played for Bafana Bafana in the AFCON tournament earlier this year. And while he didn't bring in millions of followers like Messi, Chicago Fire did see an increase of 180,000 followers across their social media platforms within 48 hours of signing Mbokazi. And per Paul Tenorio of The Athletic, the Fire now have more than 570,000 accounts from South Africa following the club across all social media platforms, and that represents about a quarter of the team's social media following. And if he keeps putting in performances like he did across the first two matches for the Fire, Mbokazi is going to become just as popular amongst Fire fans as he is among his countrymen and women.
So this comment I got earlier on my post-game thoughts for the latest Chicago Fire match day, and it brought up an interesting point. As a Chicago Fire fan, I remember when we first signed TLB to the team, and on Twitter, a bunch of South African Twitter accounts, were all hyping up him and telling him how good he was, and they were engaging with a lot of Chicago Fire posts, which is really cool to see. And I think the answer is he's not famous yet. I think he's getting there, especially with this recent article talking about how he's the most popular player in MLS that you've never heard of. You referring to, obviously, the average MLS audience of people in North America. Because obviously, everyone in South Africa knows who TLB is. And it pointed out a really cool statistic about how when the Fire signed him, it was around the same time as the World Cup draw and the MLS Cup between Messi and Muller. And we led the internet and social media engagement in the MLS, which is really cool. And I think he will become famous eventually, because once he goes, him going to Europe is not a matter of like if, it's a matter of when. We're only 2 games into the season, and his impact on our backline is incredibly helpful. I would say people talk about how like he's got like the physique for it, like he's fast, he's strong. Obviously, people talk about like he's only 5'10", which is why Europe hasn't been interested in him yet. But I think his best skill is his instincts. He always seems to be, in the right spot at the right time. It's really interesting to just watch, because he knows when to be in the right spot, which, as someone who's a Fire fan, I know for all the TLB fans, we made the playoffs for the first time in 6 years last year, and we finally won our first playoff game, and I believe it was 14 years, something like that. We are a historically bad team, so seeing someone like TLB help hold down their backline really well has been just life-changing, and we're only 2 games into the season, and I just cannot wait to see where he goes.
The more Chicago Fire keep losing, the more it affects Mbokazi market value. Yes, the more it can affect Mbokazi market value, because if a big European club wants to sign Mbokazi, but they realize that the team cannot even keep a clean sheet at the back, they keep up conceding a lot of goals week in, week out, So how does that put Mbokazi out there? If your team keep conceding a lot of goals, how does that promote Mbokazi market value? Because the more Chicago Fire keep losing, the more Chicago Fire keep conceding goals, it reduces Mbokazi market values. So what was the point going to MLS? And like I said, from day one, I never really liked this transfer. It's like a dead end. How are you going to be playing Orlando Pirates? One of African young best players that are playing in South African national team. Full future ahead of you. Then they ship this guy to MLS. And the MLS team they send Mbokazi to is not like Inter Miami, where he's playing with Messi, where he's going to get more eye attention on him. No. He's playing in Chicago Fire, that they are losing week in, week out. They barely win games. So if the team is constantly struggling, how does that help the market value of Mbokazi? How? I don't say this is a bad move. This is not a way to project a young talent. I keep on complaining, even though I'm not a South African, but I care so much about this young man. The way you project a potential future best player in his position, he's not sending that guy to MLS. But anyways, you know, like I said, if Mbokazi was from Nigeria, no damn way he go play in MLS. Because I'm still pissed off.
5 things we learned from Chicago Fire 3, Montreal 0. I need to preface this with the first point. Montreal might be the worst team in the league. They were so bad. We went down to 10 men in like the 50-something minute. Dean pulls down their attacker that's through on goal. It might have been offside. It looked offside. They said it wasn't. Anyways, it looked like we got better after that. They did absolutely nothing, and we did not look our best, if I'm being completely honest. Point 2 is this guy is so good. Mbokazi, tell me how to say it, or I'll just say TLD. Everyone told me, I've seen everyone say TLD. So TLD is so good. Last video I said I'm scared about counterattacks. This guy stops so many counterattacks. If his positioning is so good, he's always in the right position. He's so good. If Kuipers wasn't man of the match, I think he was man of the match. Mbokazi would be the man of the match for me. He was so good. The only criticism is that he should have done better on the first header he had in the second half. The second one's really good, just blocked off line, but the first one, he should have done better. Other than that, he was perfect. Point 3, a little bit of a negative. Ignore that we had less passes. That's just because we were down to 10 men, so they had more possession in the second half. Our passing in the first half was so bad. We were such simple passes, we're just not connecting. We need to clean that up against Columbus. I know Columbus is playing against KC right now. I think it's 1-1 the last time I saw it. But we need to clean that up against Columbus, because we're going to Columbus. Columbus are our rivals. We cannot be passing like that. Yeah. Point number 4, Barrasso, our right back, was so good today as well. When Gutman comes back, we are going to be one of the best offensive. We're already one of the best offensive teams, in my opinion. We're going to be so good with both of our fullbacks being able to get such good attacking runs, especially complementing our already really good attack. We're going to be so good. Barrasso would have also maybe had a goal if it wasn't for this guy. So shout out Thomas Gilliard. That's Montreal's keeper. It honestly probably would have been like 5 or 6 goals had he not been in goal. He was doing some really good work. Haile Selassie probably should have scored in the first half. Probably should have been better on that chance. But he was making some really good saves. So shout out this guy. He was really good. I'm going to sneak in a 6th point. Diavila, I don't think he should start next game. Pineda looked so much better compared to the first game, even though we played different formations. And we didn't, I mean, he played the last couple minutes, right? So last 10 maybe, with all that additional time. But Pineda just looked more comfortable. I think Pineda should start over him, to be honest. So he's going to need to fight for his spot. Anyways, like I said, sorry for the late video. I didn't watch him on a ski trip. So, you can know what time I'm watching it because of the Columbus reference. Anyways, on to Columbus next week. We're playing in Columbus. That's going to be a big, important game because we're playing our rivals. So hopefully the winning streak continues there.